you're in my domain. Got the whole crowd screaming out our name. It's a blowout, it's a hurricane. It's over before you know it. While you shaking, we're a dynasty in the making. We're the royalty. Now we're breaking down the enemy. Move over for the soldiers. Take a swing, I can take a hit. If we die, it's fine. We live for this. It's all for this. We're gonna stand on top with our hands in the sky. Gonna raise our cup to the stadium lights. For the glory, for the glory. We celebrate with the city tonight. Hear the hometown cheer, it's the ultimate high. For the glory, we do it for the glory.
Gallant, Johnson, Garcia, and Green. These are the four drivers that will settle it out with a championship on the line here in Season 2 of the NNSCRA TaxSlayer Truck Series. Good evening, everybody. Welcome here as dusk falls on the West Coast, here at the Auto Club Speedway here in California. 50 laps of racing await us here as we have run 19 races. This determined our final four. We've got one more race left in which we will crown a champion. Now, out of these four championship contenders, one of these drivers has actually won the championship. Nick Johnson going for an unprecedented second championship in the 2 seasons of the TaxSlayer Truck Series. But he's going to have to hold off the teammates out of Joe Gibbs, or out of Accomplished Motorsports, I should say, Ace Garcia and Tony Green. Also going to have to hold off the Chevrolet of Heather Gallant. Right now, we've got a 75% chance of a Toyota Tundra winning this championship. Gallant, the mere 25% chance. We'll see if she can best those Toyotas here tonight. Gallant is a rookie. The others are veterans. So also Heather Gallant trying to become the first rookie to win a TaxSlayer Truck Series championship. Now, Ace Garcia was in the championship hunt last year, but I believe he finished 6th out of the 8 championship drivers, was not in contention for the championship heading into the final round. This is the first time as well that Heather Gallant and Tony Green have made it into the final round. Tony Green's biggest claim to fame before making it into the playoffs this season was winning the season opening Daytona race back in Season 1. Then Heather Gallant, we've already documented her having a career year. It's the first time she's made it into the Final Four. But Nick Johnson, this is not an unfamiliar place for him. Last season, he was in this scenario as well, battling against 3 other drivers, and he came out on top. Now, none of the 4 championship competitors won a race during this last round, so none of them have any extra bonus points coming into this race. All 4 competitors are tied with 2,000 points apiece, which means that today it's just going to come down to who accumulates the most points in regards to laps led, maybe most laps led, and of course the all-important finishing position. If none of our playoff drivers that remain lead a lap here today, then it comes down to who finishes the best out of them, and we could see some very interesting battles through this field. I'm trying here visibly to see if any of our playoff contenders are starting up near the front. I don't think any of our 4 are starting up inside of the top 10.
Your engines!
As there's the command to fire them up. And we're not even going to bother to give you the point stands or anything like that. What we're going to do is we're going to go back and find each one of our playoff contenders, see where they're starting in this field here today. With P.J. Williams on the pole, looking for his 2nd win of the season. Alongside him, Michael Whitman, looking for his 1st of the year. Let's drop back, see if we can find our championship competitors. There's the highest starting. Heather Gallant starting, looks like that's inside of row 8. The rows back, sharing a row is Nick Johnson to the outside. Ace Garcia to the inside. And where is... I must have missed him. Where is the 4? There he is. A couple of rows behind Garcia and Johnson. So Garcia, Johnson, and Green are all starting near each other. Well, actually, I guess they're all starting pretty close proximity. I think there's maybe 4 rows, 5 rows separation between those 4. 50 laps of racing, which means if this thing goes into a long green flag run, they'll have to make green flag pit stops. That could play a huge factor in who's going to leave the champion. And I beg your indulgence here for the commentary of this race. Yesterday I had a sore throat. I was taking throat lozenges all day long, trying to get it better. My throat's better, but I'm a little stuffed up, so if the commentary's not great, I do apologize, but it's time to crown a champion. Green flags in the air in the season finale at Auto Club. For the final time this season, let's roll, baby. Already 4 wide back there. Looks like it settled out to 3 wide, and right in the middle of that I saw the 41 of Nick Johnson. Now as these tires start to come in and rubber starts to get laid down, you're going to see drivers migrate to the top of the racetrack, because especially here off turn 4, that outside line gets a really big run. Heather Gallant picking up spots very early here. She's already up inside of the top 10. Middle of a 4 wide situation going into turn 1. Now the main goal for all 4 of our championship competitors is not to win this race, it's just to finish ahead of the rest of the competitors, but I don't think they would turn their nose up at a chance of finishing out the year with a win. As H Garcia, you saw him use the inside line. He got around Heather Gallant right now. He is the championship leader. This series, of course, running its 2nd time here at Auto Club. The inaugural winner of this race was Eli Bright, who we'll see in tomorrow's Pizza X Series race. Eli Bright finished out last year with back-to-back wins. We got trouble in the back! That was Michael Whitman in the 53. There were at least 3 other trucks collected up in there, but camera went off screen, so I couldn't see who else was involved, and we're going to have to see if any of our 4 championship competitors were collected up in that. I'm looking for red spoilers here. I see Nick Johnson, I see Gallant, I see Garcia, there's Tony Green. So all 4 of our championship competitors were ahead of that wreck. Did not get involved in our first caution. Now they got to be careful here. Oh no! They're wrecking under yellow. And I think someone got involved in that one. I think one of our championship competitors may have gotten involved in that one. Well, maybe not. Green's okay. Nick Johnson's okay. There's Garcia. Where's Gallant? Did Gallant get collected? Stapleton was definitely involved. Oh no, there's Heather Gallant in the 43. On the apron, and damn it, she was collected in that follow-up wreck in turn 1. And that's a lot of damage on that race car at a track where aerodynamics is everything. I don't know if they'll be able to get that car repaired or not. Whoa, 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 whoa. Go through the grass there, nearly lost it and went up into Patrick Curtis. Stapleton, after getting eliminated from the playoffs last week at Homestead, not going to finish out the year the way he was hoping, and we've got pit stops. Looks like everybody came to pit road. So everybody hits the pit lane early here on lap 4 of 50. I don't think they'll be able to make it the entirety rest of the way on fuel. So this is just a pit stop, I guess, maybe to just get fresh rubber. PJ Williams crossing the line ahead of Tony Green there. But he will not be the leader when we go back green. LaPlante comes out first. Then Melody Baker, Tristan Allen, Sky Commons. Some drivers going with 2 tires, some drivers going with fuel only. But 2 wrecks. One to bring out the caution, happening in, I think it was turn number 2. And then one after the caution waved over in turn 1, and that one involving the 43 of Heather Gallant, which may whittle down our championship competitors down to 3 as Austin LaPlante leads the way here under caution at Auto Club. Well, let's see what happens here out of turn 2. It looks like they were almost 5 wide there in the middle of the pack. That's Nick Johnson right in the middle of all of that. Oh, and then there's the contact behind them. That was last week's winner, Patrick Smith, there in that 0-5. Sliding up into, looked like Hilary Sanchez and Andrew Miller. Marty Zakala got involved. A lot of front-end damage on his GameStop Chevrolet Silverado. Also the 83 of Joseph Romero collected, and Michael Whitman in the 53 as well that we're focused on. I think it started with the 0-5 and the 73. Smith and Sanchez getting together. They just swept up the track and collected in some innocent victims. Romero trying to get around the outside of the 23. So that's Zakala's day coming to an early end. And now let's see what happened over in turn 1 when drivers were trying to slow down for the caution. Looking from our helicopter cam, they were 5 wide coming to the line. Little contact there between Wyatt Walker and Matt Haas. Haas then goes up and makes contact with Heather Gallant. Watch that yellow car, the 13. Drifts up again into Matt Haas, and just nowhere for these guys to go. Stapleton, Patrick Curtis, little contact there for Nicholas Raill, but more importantly, the 43 of Heather Gallant right in the center of that, had absolutely nowhere to go. And I don't know if you guys saw it before we went to the replay. Heather Gallant has taken her truck behind the wall. So a career year comes to a dismal end. Heather Gallant trying to be the first rookie to win the TaxSlayer Truck Series Championship. That will not be the case here tonight at Auto Club. A very early exit for the 43 here at the Auto Club Speedway. Let's go back for the green flag. So, with a fuel-only pit stop, Austin LaPlante will inherit the race lead. Melody Baker second, Tristan Allen third, Sky Commons fourth, Alex Hawkins fifth. PJ Williams, who went with 2 tires, will restart sixth over Tyler Deaver, Jake Smith, Tony Green, and Easton Barber. So right now, Tony Green is the highest running of the playoff contenders. And right now, if the race were to end, would be the champion. But there's still going to be a long ways to go. When we get the green flag, there's going to be 43 laps remaining in this race. Out of the race after that incident, though, are the cars of Nathan Stapleton, Heather Gallant, Wyatt Walker, and Marty Zakala. And you notice there as well, 37th out of the race is H Garcia. I don't know what happened to him, but he's out of this event. And so just like that, we're not even 10 laps into this race, and 2 of our championship competitors are gone. Zach Winkle is trapped a lap down, which makes me wonder if maybe he and Garcia may have had something happen on pit road. Green flag back in the air. We're going to show you, courtesy of the NSRA split cam, what happened to the 51 of H Garcia to take him out of this race. So just like that, only 2 drivers remain competing for this championship. Tony Green and Nick Johnson. Green restarted in 9th. Nick Johnson restarted back in 21st. So keep an eye on those 2 Toyotas during the course of the remainder of this race. Still a long ways to go here at Auto Club, and it's now mano-a-mano, the 4 versus the 41. Johnson's teammate, Austin LaPlante, out in front. LaPlante, coming off a dismal run last week at Homestead, Miami. He was actually the first caution at Homestead last week and finished way back in the field. Looking good here tonight. As a matter of fact, Austin LaPlante is a former winner at this track, not in this series though. He ended up winning the Hershey's Cup Series inaugural race here back in season 1. So he knows how to get around Auto Club, so not that much of a surprise to see him pacing the field here. And LaPlante showing that even though he may have about 6 laps older tires than everybody else, track position is so important that clean air, allowing him to keep ahead of the competition behind him. Tony Green seemed to fade back. Matter of fact, I think Nick Johnson's starting to close the gap up between himself and the four. There you see Nick back there, up on the top side. Just look for the red spoiler. Tony Green down on the bottom in a 3 wide, almost 4 wide situation as we've got a battle for the lead. Tyler Deaver gets to the inside of Austin LaPlante. And here comes the 12 of Alexander Rowe, who is actually another former winner at this track, but just not in this series. Alexander Rowe, a former winner here in the Pizza Hut X Series back in Season 2. Trying to remember, I believe Alexander Rowe, when he won the Pizza Hut X Series, he was driving the 09 Allegiant Travel Chevrolet for Wrigley Motorsports. But Tyler Deaver will lead this lap. Here comes Ryan Brommer to the inside. They're going to go maybe 4 wide behind him. They are 4 wide there. That's Tristan Allen down way on the bottom. One of the Cody Smart Motorsports cars. I think that's Isaac Nicholls. Matter of fact, the 29 and the 19 are lined up beside each other. There's Angel Olvera in the 89. Looks like Angel will be winning this year's Rookie of the Year honors. Came into this race 15 points ahead of Patrick Curtis in the rookie standings. So Angel Olvera would love to finish out the year with a victory. Almost led that lap, but Tristan Allen got a little bit of drafting help on that inside line, courtesy of Brandon Joy. That helped him just edge the 89 at the line, as now Brandon Joy takes a turn out in front. Trying to find Tony Green. Gets him up on the outside line there. Yeah, it is. He's on the outside of 4 wide, almost 5 wide here into turn 4. And look who's now to his inside. Nick Johnson in the 41. Oh, trouble! Tony Green got involved in that, I think, and they're still wrecking. Nick Johnson gets through, but I think Tony Green was involved in that wreck. Oh, they're still wrecking. Preston Plourd, Henry Williams. Look out! Ooh. Andrew Miller, H Sanchez all come flying in. And I'm pretty sure the 4 got involved in one of those wrecks. I saw him dart down to the inside line. He had, what, 3 different wrecks right there? And they're scoring Isaac Nicholls, the race leader. He beat Ryan Acosta to the line that time. Ryan Brommer's on pit road. There's LaPlante. Someone went up into the air, I think. Henry Williams, his day is done. Jack Lagasee. Alex Hawkins down on the apron. He's got a little buckle on his hood. But the question is, what about the 4 of Tony Green? Green can stay in. He's got to hope that Nick Johnson encounters some problems, because that car's got some front end damage. You can clearly see it. PJ Williams is coming to pit road. Sky Commons on the pit lane. Alexander Rowe. And there was another car too that was on pit road. I couldn't tell who it was though. Ryan Acosta in the 27, who was second place. As well as Michael Whitman. Tony Green pulls into the attention of his pit crew. Looks like they're going to try and get that truck fixed. And they remove the hood and send him back out. So they're hoping, they're banking on Nick Johnson running into some problems now. Boy, only 15 laps in and we may be already looking at our champion for the season. Nick Johnson, the 41. There's still a long ways to go, though. Anything can happen, so we can't count our chickens just yet. But let's go back and look and see what happened out of turn 4, second caution of the day here at Auto Club. Well, it looks like contact there between teammates Jonathan Zoerlein and Austin LaPlante. That sent LaPlante up the track into Ryan Brommer, Jack Lagasee, and there you see the 4 of Tony Green was right behind the 0-1. And absolutely nowhere for him to go. Got damage out of that on the front of his race car. And Ryan Brommer goes for a wild ride up and over end, flipping towards the start-finish line. And we had a wreck further up, a follow-up wreck, which I think started maybe with Zoerlein, PJ Williams, and Henry Williams, but we'll look at that in just a moment. Brommer still flipping, still barrel rolling. And we'll see if his truck comes back to rest on all four wheels. LaPlante got hit by someone. Oh, he got hit by the 24 of Jake Moss. So that's going to end Moss's day. And Brommer does indeed come back on all four wheels. Oh, there's where Preston Plourd clobbers Henry Williams. And Alex Hawkins gets involved as well. Let's go back here. I think this was a follow-up wreck of drivers trying to avoid the initial wreck. Yeah, Zoerlein causes two wrecks. First, he gets into his teammate LaPlante, starting the first wreck. And then he's going to get up here into PJ Williams, get him in the right rear, and then, or in the left rear. Then goes down and gets Henry Williams in the left rear. And he's going to hook both of those race cars into each other. And the first car that's going to snap around is right there, Henry Williams. He goes down into Sky Commons. That's right in front of the 33 of E Barber, who's going to go to the grass to try and avoid. And I think he's going to get through. Not sure why we've got skid marks like that in the grass, but okay. Wow, Michael Haas, close call there as he almost got into PJ Williams. And then you saw, before we rewound the replay, you saw the 62 got plowed. Oh, Tony Green, that was nearly the end of his night right there. And nowhere for Preston Plourd to go. And then Hawkins turns to the right to try and avoid, and he has nowhere to go either. So that's what brought out the caution. We had a wreck and then a follow-up wreck immediately after. And now we've got 3 of our championship competitors damaged or out of the race. Garcia is out. Gallant is out. Green is damaged. Things are looking very positive for Nick Johnson to be a 2-time back-to-back champion in the TaxSlayer Truck Series. Green flag set to come back out here on lap 18 of 50. Isaac Nicholls, your race leader, over Tristan Allen, Brandon Joy, Caitlin Tsang, and Jake Smith. Rest of the top 10 are Paul Minnick, Nicholas Raill, Ricky Cervantes. Then it's O Pollard and Angel Olvera completing the top 10. Zach Winkle a lap down, lines up on the inside line here for this restart. Nick Johnson right now running in 14th place. He needs to hope he doesn't get involved in any wrecks because damaged back in the 22nd position is Tony Green, still in the race. And if Johnson encounters some problems, Green wants to be there to pounce. Out of the race after the incidents you just saw, the cars of J Lagasee, Henry Williams, Preston Plourd, Alex Hawkins, Jake Moss, Ryan Brommer, and Austin LaPlante. Joining H Garcia, Nathan Stapleton, Heather Gallant, Wyatt Walker, and Marty Zakala in the garage area. 2 of those drivers came into this race with hopes of winning the championship. Not going to be the case here tonight. Now we saw when Tony Green came to pit road, they removed the hood off of his Toyota Tundra, sent him back out. That's definitely not going to help him in terms of aerodynamics and speed-wise. He's just out there logging laps and trying to stay in the hunt in case the 41 truck encounters any issues here. Still a long ways to go and anything can happen. Brandon Joy, 3 wide with Tristan Allen and Isaac Nicholls. He's going to clear for the top spot, and he'll lead this lap. You see Nick Johnson down in the bottom. Tony Green back there behind Alexander Rowe. No, that's Michael Haas. Let's find the 4. Yeah, the 4 is here in this pack. Still somewhat up to speed, keeping pace with some of these other damaged race cars. Sky Commons, PJ Williams, Patrick Curtis, Joseph Romero, Michael Whitman, and last week's winner, Patrick Smith. Just trying to salvage what he can here. Right now, Nick Johnson's got to kind of tiptoe his way through the field right now and keep himself out of danger. He's in the middle of the pack right now, middle line with Jonathan Zoerlein, who I'm not exactly sure would be the car I want behind me. Zoerlein triggered both of our second caution's wrecks. Keep in mind, though, he is a teammate to the 41, so I think he'd be a little bit more careful racing around him. Although, I say that, and Zoerlein wrecked his teammate LaPlante under that second caution. So, then again, maybe not. Now, we saw last week where teammates were working together. We saw H Garcia throw the block on N Stapleton to allow his teammate Tony Green to make it here into the Final Four. Tony Green's got a teammate up here in this lead pack, that 54 black and yellow Toyota up on the high side there, Nicholas Raill. How hard will Raill race Nick Johnson to try and give his teammate a chance of winning this championship? On the flip side, Nick Johnson's got a couple of teammates up here as well. The 89 of H Olvera, and as we already documented, the 88 of Jonathan Zoerlein. And also, a little ways back there, you can see him at the tail end of this pack, 27 of Ryan Acosta. Up front, Tyler Deaver with the race lead, but for how long? Paul Minnick to the inside. And they are 4 wide behind him again. And the last couple times they've tried 4 wide, it is uncomfortably melded into a 5 wide situation, which has caused 2 of our cautions here tonight. Sell it back up here to 3 wide through the field. There's only about, let's see, with E Barber and Michael Haas, there's about 18, 19 trucks up in this lead pack. So you wouldn't think that with that few race cars up here that they'd be that anxious to go 4 wide, but then again, it's the last race of the season. Everyone wants to end the year out on a high note with a trip to victory lane. There you saw right there how that high line gets a good run on the exit of turn 4. Brandon Joy nearly battled back to lead that lap against Nicholas Raill, and he was a couple grooves higher than the 54. Truck up ahead, about a straightaway ahead of these race leaders. I'll assume that's the, oh no, I thought that was the 90 of the lap car of Z Winkle. That's actually the 8 of Matt Haas, former Hershey's Cup Series champion, and depends on where they're going to catch him as to whether he might hold up these guys. Which line you going to choose? You're going to split them 3 wide, 4 wide. Melody Baker got held up a little bit there, and I think, yeah, Nick Johnson did get by. He's up there in the unofficially 4th position. That held up a lot of race cars back there. Easton Barber, Melody Baker, Michael Haas, as well as teammates there, Nicholls and Smith, and also the 37 of Caitlin Tsang. So now they got to hope that they can line up, catch back up here to this pack. If this pack continues to race 3 wide like they are, then probably those 6 stragglers will catch back up to this lead pack. It's 3 wide for the lead again. Ponder on the outside. Olvera in the middle. Cervantes down low. 4 wide now for the lead. Here comes Tyler Deaver again in the 30. Got a lot of drivers up here looking for their first win of the season to cap off this year. Cervantes, Allen, Joy, Olvera, Minnick, Rowe, Zoerlein, Acosta, Ponder, as well as Nicholas Raill. At the line, teammates drag race it out there. Tristan Allen's going to best Oriole Pollard, but now Pollard's got the inside line. Pollard looking for his 4th win of the season. Pollard tied for most wins this year, 3 with Nick Johnson. Would love to end out the year with the most wins this season at 4. Here comes Alexander Rowe now to the bottom with that 88 of Jonathan Zoerlein, who's been very aggressive. And we got pit stops, it looks like. The 2 of Harrison Ponder is peeling off. And I think somebody else just went to pit road as well. Got some cars on pit road right now. Andrew Miller, Patrick Curtis on the pit lane. Jake Smith on pit road in the 19. Cervantes was the car that came down behind Ponder. Michael Haas, Melody Baker on pit road. Interesting, they're pitting as early as they are. I don't know if this means they're good to go the rest of the way or if we may end up having another cycle of green flag pit stops before this race is over. Nick Johnson slow there at the back. I think he might be coming this time. Brandon Joy is in. Wow, look at Nicholas Raill come flying in there. Angel Olvera, Tyler Deaver, Nicholls, Easton Barber, they're all coming to pit lane. That turns the race lead over to a battle between O Pollard and Alexander Rowe. We've got 6 cars up in this lead pack that are yet to come to pit lane. Let's see if all of them are coming this time or if anybody's going to stay out. Looks like Acosta's staying out, Rowe and Zoerlein. As Pollard hits the pit lane. Nope, Zoerlein's coming in last minute. Whoa, cuts off Paul Minnick. Pollard, Tristan Allen also in. Nick Johnson completes his service. So 2 drivers up in this lead pack anyway still remain to come to pit road. Alexander Rowe in the 12, Ryan Acosta in the 27. Hilary Sanchez, PJ Williams, and Sky Commons, they're now 3rd, 4th, and 5th. But they still have to hit pit lane. They all came to pit road under the last caution after getting involved in the 2nd caution of the evening. And Acosta and Rowe are staying out another lap. So my assumption is they may not be good to go the rest of the way on fuel in terms of those drivers that have come to pit road early on here in this cycle green flag pit stops. I think Acosta and Rowe, they're trying to run a couple extra laps to make absolutely 100% certain they're going to be able to make it to the checkered flag. Rowe's going to step out of line here. Is he slowing to come to pit lane, though, is the question. You know, as I think about it, these two might have actually come to pit road under that last caution as well, so they'd be a few laps better on fuel than everybody else. I'm almost certain Ryan Acosta came to pit road under the last yellow, and Alexander Rowe might have very well done the same. Now, the thing that I would question is these two are all by themselves, and this isn't exactly Talladega or Daytona, but the more cars you have in a pack, the better chance of speed you're going to make. So, are these two drivers on older tires and with only 2 cars in a pack, are they giving up time to the drivers who have already come to pit road? Pretty nice job maneuvering their way around the slower car of Matt Haas. Drag race to the line. Outside line prevails by a couple of inches. Alexander Rowe's going to lead that lap, but Ryan Acosta will have the outside line going into this corner. This is a much different Auto Club race than what we're normally used to. Normally that outside line gets a really big run on the high side. And while it still is getting a run on the outside line, that inside line seems to be gaining a lot more momentum. And that could very well be because we're in the twilight conditions. The track's a little cooler, so there's more grip down there. The question of when these drivers are going to have to pit. I think PJ Williams may have hit pit road on that last lap. So with PJ coming to pit road, it may be time for these other drivers to come to pit road soon as well. Notice in 6th place is Tony Green. He would love a caution to come out right now. If a caution came out, he'd still be on the lead lap, and Nick Johnson would be trapped a lap down. Nick's currently 20th off the lead lap. Tony Green saying, please let there be a yellow. Let's find the 4. There he is. Still on the lead lap. And just hoping and praying he could get a yellow. If he got a yellow, then that would trap Nick Johnson off the lead lap. It looks like Tony Green's got to come to pit road this time. He's going to follow Michael Whitman down. I don't think Ryan Acosta or Alexander Rowe have come to pit road yet. Nope, they're still out there. They might pit this time. We're both down the bottom of the track. And no. Boy, they were both running awfully low there. I thought they were going to try and not only pass Joseph Romero, but also come to pit lane. But nope, they're still working their way through traffic. Still showing the way in this one. Alexander Rowe is going to use the 90 of the lap car of Z Winkle as a pick to take the race lead away from Ryan Acosta. Didn't get away from him, though. Acosta waited, got to the inside when there was a clear line, and now he's back on the bumper again of the Brandt Ford F-Series. Now, when these drivers do indeed hit pit road, I think that it's going to cycle around to Harrison Ponder, O Pollard, and Ricky Cervantes. This group right here in the battle for the race lead. Jonathan Zoerlein, Nicholas Raill, Brandon Joy, Tyler Deaver, Hillary Sanchez, and that is in the very back. Oh, Tristan Allen, all in this lead pack. I think this is where the battle for the lead would go on when these other drivers that are a little bit better on fuel, when they're going to have to come to pit road. I don't see Acosta and Rowe being able to make it the rest of the way on fuel. They're going to have to pit at some point because we've got 13 laps to go as they hit the line this time. I just don't see them being able to make it that far on one tank of fuel. What they're doing right now, they're staying out and they're hoping for a caution flag. Because if a caution were to come out, then they'd be able to come to pit road on the lead lap. Everybody else would probably have to cycle around on the tail end of the lead lap. We'd actually have the battle for the lead at the very tail end of the field. Mentioned Nick Johnson was running in 20th place. And he'll pick up spots now because Rowe is in, Acosta is in. Let's find Sky Commons, who right now is third. Yeah, Commons is on the apron. He's coming to pit road. Also waiting on the 73 of Hillary Sanchez and the 05 of Patrick Smith. Sanchez just made her pit stop. I think Smith was just on pit road as well. So as Alexander Rowe finishes up his stop, Ryan Acosta finishes his pit stop. Let's find that group we were talking about, because they could very well be where the battle for the race lead is going to be. There they are. Brandon Joy is ahead of this pack right now. And there's a second pack behind them, which I believe Nick Johnson is a part of. Yes, he is. There he is. I think he would be somewhere around 9th, 10th place when they cycle the pit stops around. You saw Patrick Smith has indeed hit pit road. All right, now Brandon Joy and company, they still have to catch up to Acosta and Rowe. There they are leaving pit road. Can they get out ahead of that lead pack? They have indeed, but the question is, can they stay ahead of that pack? They've got Joseph Romero and Patrick Curtis between them and third place. So Rowe is still going to cycle as the race leader with Acosta in second, but they've got to worry about all of this behind them. This pack of race cars, and they are closing quickly. 10 laps to go next time by. And 10 laps is plenty of time for 8 race cars to run down 2 race cars, although they are going to have to maneuver traffic with Curtis and Romero just ahead. And then as well as the 90 of Zach Winkle, who they're just now passing. And now Matt Haas is slowing up these guys a little bit, and that's going to allow that pack to catch them really quickly now. Ryan Acosta getting boxed in behind 2 lap machines. And here comes the pack. Nicholas Raill in the 54 way down the inside. He's going to go for second place on Ryan Acosta. The second pack is starting to catch the first pack as well, so don't count them out. Here they are. They've all caught the slower car of Matt Haas, and they're about to catch Harrison Ponder. And Nick Johnson down at the bottom. He's going to get by a couple of these trucks in this pack. Nick Johnson trying to make history, be a back-to-back champion here in the TaxSlayer Truck Series. 2 of his competitors out of the race early. The other competitor damaged and off the pace. Johnson crossed the line last time by in the 15th position. Just got to finish ahead of Tony Green, who I believe right now is clinging onto the tail end of the lead lap. And as I said, damaged and off the pace as we had a lead change. Jonathan Zoerlein to the front. His teammate Ryan Acosta now looking for second. Tony Green is right now in 24th place. He needs something to happen to Nick Johnson in the closing stages of this race, but we've been cleaning green ever since I think it was lap 17, so I just don't see that happening. Unless some kind of mechanical problem might plague the 41 in the closing stages here, but we'll have to wait and see. It's about 7.5 laps to go. Battle up front. Fast and furious is Ryan Acosta trying to get by his teammate Jonathan Zoerlein for the top position. They'll take the battle out of turn 4 and to the start-finish line. Inside line ahead for a moment and hangs on as Acosta will lead the lap. There's Tony Green right now, last car on the lead lap. Along with Andrew Miller, Patrick Smith, and Michael Whitman. They are just ahead of the race leaders, about maybe half a straightaway ahead of them. Well, maybe more like 3/4 of a straightaway. Be interesting to see if Nick Johnson manages to get side by side with Tony Green. What does Tony Green do? Does he try and wreck him? There's a championship on the line. And Nick Johnson's in a very safe spot right now, running behind Melody Baker, a few car lengths behind this lead pack, and they're in a single file formation where Johnson's at. Ponder with the top position. Isaac Nicholls to the inside trying to take it. Nicholls, former winner last year, looking for his first win this season. His teammates, Sky Commons and Jake Smith, they've already been to victory lane this season. Nicholls, the odd man out. Closing in on those drivers at the tail end of the lead lap, including championship competitor Tony Green, as there's 5 laps to go as they hit the line. They were almost 4 wide coming to the stripe there for the top position. Now these cars ahead of them are not entirely off the pace, but they're a little bit slower because they've got some damage and they're only in a pack of 4. So this could be a very important moment for these race leaders as to how they're going to maneuver this traffic. Tony Green will now go a lap down. That may have iced his championship hopes. Zoerlein trying to get by Whitman. Leaves the door open down low for Jake Smith, and now Brandon Joy's going to make it 4 wide as he's going to try and get to the inside, and he will succeed to the race lead. Deaver, Ryan Acosta follow him through, as well as the 41 of Nick Johnson. Oh, now Johnson gets moved in the middle groove, though, by Paul Minnick. Minnick says, I know you're going to maybe win a championship, but I want to win a race. Tristan Allen now going down to the bottom. 3 wide for second place. Allen, Minnick, and Deaver. This all going on right now behind Brandon Joy. 4 wide for second. Olvera's going to make an even lower groove. Right now, I don't like where Nick Johnson's at. Johnson's not in a very happy spot. And there still is time for something to happen and Tony Green to reap the rewards. Slow car Matt Haas up ahead. Oh, Tristan Allen nearly ran him over. Close call there as they all wadded up, almost 5 wide behind him. 2 laps to go. I think Nick Johnson has to make it to the white flag. If he wrecks on the final lap, I think he still could win this race because of Tony Green being a lap down. 2-car breakaway at the front of the field. Angel Olvera, the rookie points leader. Brandon Joy in the 70. Who's going to win this one? Catching PJ Williams. Who's going to go where as they close in on him? Joy goes low. Olvera tries to maybe go lower. Can't do it. Brandon Joy. White flag in the air. 1 more lap to go. Can that pack catch back up? Harrison Ponder and company. Olvera's got 2 more shots. Will Angel make the move here to the inside through 3 and 4? It's the only chance he's got. Looking, going low. Brandon Joy pinches him down. Ponder with a big head of steam, not close enough. And Brandon Joy is going to get his first win of the season. Checkered flag in the air for the 70. He'll win here tonight at Auto Club. Angel Olvera will finish second. He's going to be your TaxSlayer Truck Series Rookie of the Year and bringing it home in the 17th position basically the lone survivor, if you will, the only one of the championship competitors that didn't get damaged in any way, shape, or form. Nick Johnson is a back-to-back champion in the TaxSlayer Truck Series. How about that? Nick Johnson setting a precedent here this season, making it into the playoffs, into the Final Four. And Nick Johnson has done what no driver has done before yet in the three main series. He is a multi-time champion. You look back at last year when Nick Johnson won the championship. At the time was driving the number 42 Toyota Tundra for Flickinger Racing Development. He had 2 wins, 6 top 5s, 11 top 10s, an average finishing position of about 17th. Won the championship by 15 points. Look at this year. 3 wins, 6 top 5s, 9 top 10s, and an average finish of about 17th as well. And if my calculations are correct, with him finishing in 17th and Tony Green bringing it home in 24th, it was even closer in this one, only 7 points difference between Johnson and Green. But how about that? For the second straight year, it's Nick Johnson with the championship. For the second straight year, Toyota Tundra wins the championship. This season, though, it's with ThorSport and their Toyota Tundras, with Nick Johnson coming on board almost last minute at the beginning of the season and picking up his second straight championship in the TaxSlayer Truck Series. How about that? I mean, everything just seemed to go his way. His main source of competition, 2 of them retired out of the race within the first 10 laps. And then another one got involved in their second caution, damaged off the pace, and fell a lap down in the closing stages of this race. But Brandon Joy completes the sweep for Qualls Gardner Motorsports here in the TaxSlayer Truck Series. Alex Hawkins, of course, winning earlier on this year at Monster Rally. And now Brandon Joy gets his first career win here tonight at Auto Club. Angel Olvera caps off an unbelievable rookie season. Olvera finished out the year 9th overall in the point standings. That's literally the highest you can finish without being in the playoffs, and will win Rookie of the Year honors. Harrison Ponder will bring it home in 3rd. Jake Smith will be 4th. Paul Minnick 5th. Melody Baker 6th. Ryan Acosta 7th. O Pollard 8th. 9th was Tyler Deaver, and Isaac Nicholls will complete the top 10. Nick Johnson was 17th to win the championship. Tony Green will finish 2nd in the overall point standings this season with a 24th place finish. And then the other 2 championship competitors never even really got out of the blocks, retired out of the race before lap 10. Ace Garcia will finish 3rd in the overall point standings with a 38th place finish, and Heather Gallant in her rookie season will finish 4th in 40th position here today. So 2 early cautions, 2 big wrecks. It was multi-wrecks in each one of those 2 cautions. And then after that, we went clean and green the rest of the way with green flag pit stops in between. But Brandon Joy wins. Angel Olvera is your Rookie of the Year. And Nick Johnson is your back-to-back champion in the TaxSlayer Truck Series. Hope you guys enjoyed tonight's race from Auto Club. If you did, be sure to give us a like, subscribe, and become part of the crew today. We have shown you full feature results. These are your rookie points, your overall points, and your final chase points for the season. Thank you all for tuning in this season. Appreciate the support. Tune in tomorrow night as we will determine the champion in the Pizza Hut Series, and then the following evening, the Hershey's Cup Series drivers will determine their champion with the Final 4. Till then, I've been Seth Cole. You've been watching Protecting the NCAA, All Playing Racing as Best. We'll see you guys in Season 3 of the TaxSlayer Truck Series somewhere down the road. Till then, I'm out.